Pause for a second. Look around you. Feel the air on your skin, the slight pressure in your chest, that almost unexplainable sense that something is about to change. You didn't click this video by accident. You didn't stumble here because of an algorithm, a catchy title, or a clever thumbnail. You arrived because your frequency matched this message. There's a hidden architecture to reality, an unseen web that moves people, ideas, and moments into alignment when the time is right. That's why, out of countless videos promising awakening, healing, or transformation, this is the one you're hearing right now. You may have noticed it already, that feeling that something invisible has been following you, a soft current in your life, a repeating sign, a persistent thought you can't shake, a calling so quiet it never demanded, but always invited. If you're honest, you've been sensing this for a while. Moments when everything around you felt strangely hollow, when no amount of distraction could silence the knowing that you were meant for something more, that your existence has always been bigger than your circumstances. This is not another motivational video. It's a transmission, a signal that only reaches those ready to hear it. If your heart is beating faster right now, if your breath feels different, that's your confirmation. Because today, your soul is not asking you to search, it's asking you to remember. To remember the hidden contract you made long before this lifetime, a promise to awaken, to rise, to reclaim the codes you buried beneath years of survival, fear, and forgetting. You are not here by chance. You're here because you are ready. Ready to unseal the memory of who you truly are. There is a part of you that has never been asleep. Even when you doubted yourself, even when you fell into cycles of numbness or distraction, something inside remained awake, observing, waiting. Call it your higher self, your core consciousness, your divine witness. It doesn't care what label you use. It only cares that you know it exists. That silent observer is the reason you've survived things that should have broken you. It's why you felt the subtle ache in your chest that tells you, this isn't all there is. The echo that never goes away, no matter how much you try to silence it with noise or busyness. You see, there's an ancient spark in your field, older than your name, older than this body, older than this lifetime. It's the same force that pulled you here. It's the same intelligence that guided mystics, healers, and seekers across centuries. And it's the same knowing that has whispered to you in the dark, you are more than this. That's why, no matter how many times you felt lost, you kept getting up. No matter how many times life closed in, a part of you refused to shut down. Because your soul came with a blueprint, a precise set of frequencies encoded into your being before you ever took your first breath. These are the codes of remembrance. They activate when you're ready. They can't be forced open by desperation. They don't respond to panic. They unfold through alignment, through resonance, through surrender. And the fact that you're still here listening means you are no longer in the waiting room of your life. You are at the threshold of remembering. You are crossing the line between who you were told to be and who you were always meant to become. This isn't philosophy. This is vibrational fact. And no matter how many layers you've put between yourself and this knowing, the codes never left. They've been humming in your energy field, waiting for the moment you would finally stop searching for permission to awaken. And simply choose it. Pause here. Breathe in slowly. Feel this moment because it holds something most people spend their whole lives avoiding: responsibility for what you are creating. They taught you the world was something outside, a fixed stage where events happen to you, where you are at the mercy of circumstances, other people's decisions, and invisible forces. They told you the path to happiness was to fix everything out there. Get the right job, find the right partner, earn enough to finally feel safe. But no one ever taught you the simplest, most uncomfortable truth. Reality is not responding to your words. It's responding to your vibration. This is why you can recite affirmations all day. I am worthy. I am abundant. I am loved. But if beneath those words your field is still vibrating in fear, doubt, and unworthiness, nothing changes in any lasting way. Your life is not created by what you pretend to believe. It is created by the deeper frequencies you emit without realizing. The ones seated in your nervous system, stored in your memories, encoded in your subtle body. And here is what almost no one dares to tell you. You can't trick this field. You can't lie to it. You can't manipulate it with surface level positivity because the field, the living intelligence behind everything, responds only to the true tone of your being. Every thought you repeat, every emotion you nurture, every silent belief you refuse to question. These are the signals that shape the mirror you call your life. Think about it. How many times have you tried to change your outer world, switching jobs, moving cities, starting new relationships, only to end up feeling the same cycles of frustration, scarcity, or loneliness? How many times have you asked, why does this keep happening to me? As if life were singling you out for punishment. The answer isn't that you are cursed, unworthy, or unlucky. The answer is that you are a transmitter, and the universe can only reflect back what you consistently broadcast. This isn't a judgment, it's an invitation to finally stop chasing quick fixes and start tuning your vibration at the source. Because reality doesn't care what you say you want, it cares what you vibrate as true. If you carry the frequency of fear, you will meet it everywhere in your relationships, your finances, your health. If you carry the frequency of self trust, life will organize itself around that trust. The field does not discriminate, it mirrors. And this is why you're here, not to be scolded, not to be told you're broken, but because your soul is tired of recycling old frequencies, because there is something inside you that is finally willing to own this power. You don't have to understand all the mechanics. You don't have to master it in a single day. You only have to begin. Start by noticing. What are you broadcasting right now? What stories loop in your mind when you're alone? What feelings dominate when no one is watching? What unspoken beliefs shape the choices you keep making? This is where the real transformation begins. Not in controlling everything outside you, but in purifying the signal within you. And the most astonishing part is that you don't have to force the world to change. When your vibration shifts, reality has no choice but to rearrange itself to match. Not because you fought harder, not because you finally earned it, but because you remembered the secret that was never truly hidden. You are the signal. And the moment you choose to emit a new frequency, without needing proof, without demanding guarantees, you become a living magnet for the experiences that align with your highest truth. This isn't wishful thinking, it's resonance, it's physics, and it's waiting for you to stop looking outside for evidence and start broadcasting the reality your soul already knows is possible. Take a slow breath right now, not the shallow breath you take when you're anxious or rushing, but the kind that drops into your belly and reminds you, you are here. You are alive. And whether you realize it or not, you are always communicating with the field around you. This is the secret most never hear. You were taught to believe reality is a fixed backdrop, a stage set that doesn't care how you feel, what you believe, or what you dream about. But in truth, you are immersed in a responsive field, a quantum tapestry where your every thought, emotion, and intention leaves an imprint. Have you ever wondered why, after you spend hours worrying about something, you see signs confirming your fear? Have you noticed how, when you slip into gratitude, even briefly, doors open effortlessly? This is not random. It is the hidden conversation you're having with the universe at all times. Your vibration is not passive, it's an instruction, an energetic declaration that says, this is what I am ready to receive. But here's where it gets even more profound. The universe doesn't respond to the mask you wear. It doesn't respond to the image you curate or the positive words you say when you're afraid to feel what's real. It responds to your core frequency, the raw tone of your being. This is why surface level manifestation, saying nice things while your body contracts in doubt, rarely works. Because energy doesn't lie, frequency doesn't pretend. To change what shows up around you, you must first create coherence within you. And coherence begins when you stop outsourcing your power. When you stop saying, I'll feel worthy when I have proof, and start realizing that the proof comes after you claim the feeling. This is the reversal of the old programming. Not, I'll be at peace when everything works out, but everything begins to work out when I anchor peace in my system. Your subtle body already knows how to do this. Every cell remembers what it feels like to be in resonance, to hum in alignment with your true self. This is why the moment you slow down, the moment you get honest about what you feel, instead of resisting it, you begin to recalibrate. You stop leaking energy to illusions. You stop fighting battles you were never meant to fight. Imagine for a moment that all the obstacles in your life are not punishments, but reflections of your own unconscious vibrations. Mirrors held up to show you what you have the power to transform. When you see life this way, even your pain becomes sacred because it is no longer something to escape. It is an invitation, a coded message that says, change this frequency and everything shifts. You can call this vibrational sovereignty. You are no longer at the mercy of old patterns, ancestral wounds, or collective fear. You are not a passive receiver of reality. You are a transmitter, a broadcaster whose signal writes the script. And if you're feeling a stirring in your chest as you hear this, that's not hype. That is your subtle field recognizing truth. The knowing that has been waiting for you to remember. You were never here to just survive. You came to awaken, to participate in reality as a conscious creator. Feel that. Anchor it. Because when you embody this remembrance, nothing can stay the same. Let's go even deeper now. Close your eyes for a second and listen. Not to my voice, but to the quiet undercurrent moving beneath your thoughts. That pulse is the reminder that you are more than a person navigating circumstances. You are consciousness experiencing itself in form. All your life, you've been trained to measure reality by what your five senses can perceive, to believe that what you see is all there is. But look closer. Every culture that ever touched the edges of truth knew there is a hidden architecture behind everything, a living intelligence that responds not to appearances, but to resonance. When you feel as if you're standing still, when you're certain you're trapped in the same loops, what's really happening is that your vibration is cycling through familiar patterns. And the longer you mistake those patterns for the way things are, the longer you recreate them. This is why transformation isn't about force. It's about noticing. Noticing the invisible agreements you made with limitation. Noticing how you shrink your energy to avoid disappointment. Noticing how you dampen your light to belong. Because the moment you notice, really notice, you break the trance. Feel into this with your whole body. You are not here to play small. You are not here to live a secondhand version of reality. You are here to become an emanation of your soul's true frequency, a signal so steady it recalibrates everything it touches. Maybe you've sensed this already. That quiet feeling that you were made for more than survival, that your anxiety, your doubt, your yearning, all of it is the friction of the old self dissolving so the real you can emerge. And here's what no one tells you. Your soul has been preparing for this exact moment across lifetimes. All the times you chose silence over chaos, all the times you listened to the subtle nudge that didn't make sense, all the times you followed the pull of something invisible. Those were not random. They were your training. Because there comes a point when pretending you don't know becomes more painful than claiming you're knowing. So feel this as a declaration. You are a living bridge between spirit and matter. You are the proof that consciousness creates reality. No more waiting for permission. No more rehearsing your worth. No more bargaining with your intuition. The universe is already tuned to your signature. The question is, will you rise to meet it? Because when you do, when you choose to live from that deep internal alignment, you discover something astonishing. You were never seeking power outside you. You were learning to remember the power that never left. This is the moment to reclaim it, to step out of the echo chamber of doubt and into the field of coherence that has been waiting for you all along. Pause. Feel your heartbeat. Feel the quiet that lives beneath the noise. That is the place all true creation begins. Take one more breath. You've come so far, farther than most ever dare. And yet, this is only the threshold. Because once you glimpse the truth that you are not a passive observer of reality, but an emitter, a transmitter, a living generator of frequency, everything changes. It's not about having all the answers. It's about surrendering to the knowing that already lives in your cells. That same knowing that guided you here, to this message, to this moment. The mind will still try to convince you this is just coincidence, just another video, just words on a screen. But the deeper part of you knows, nothing about this is random. You have felt the stirrings, the unexplainable chills, the soft tugging in your chest, the echo of a truth you can't quite articulate. This is the energy of remembrance, and it never arrives without purpose. So here you are, standing in the in-between, between the version of you who waits to be saved and the version of you who remembers they were always their own liberator. This isn't about perfection. It's about devotion. Devotion to your own awakening. Devotion to the subtle signals that have always been whispering, you are ready. Remember this, your vibration does not just attract experiences, it edits reality itself. The people who cross your path, the opportunities that appear, the unexpected blessings, all of them are reflections of your inner field. And when you hold that field steady, even when doubt circles you like a storm, life cannot help but realign to match it. So here is your invitation to stop chasing, to stop proving, to stop waiting for someone else to confirm your worth. Instead, breathe, listen, and reclaim the frequency that was always yours to embody. Because the algorithm that brought you here was never digital. It was a soul algorithm, a resonance that cannot be faked or forced, a pattern older than your name, older than this lifetime. And now that pattern is activating, not in some distant future, not after you're better, smarter, or more ready. Right now, if you feel it, that quiet certainty beneath the noise, write this in the comments. I am ready to remember who I am. Let it be more than words. Let it be a commitment to yourself, a declaration that you are done hiding from your own light, because this is not the end of your journey. It's the ignition, the beginning of the life your soul has been waiting for you to claim. You were never behind, never broken, never lost. You were always becoming. And now it's time. Step across the threshold, carry this frequency with you, and watch how everything that felt impossible begins to unfold with the quiet certainty of destiny finally remembered.